With less than 24 hours to go until Lost Colony smashes into Ark as the newest map, I've gone back through all the information we've received to give you the best summary of what we are getting. So here is everything that you need to know about the map, creatures, items, structures, and even the NPCs that are coming to Ark with Lost Colony. Lost Colony is a paid DLC that will be available on PC, Xbox, and PS5. It will bring with it the first entirely new canon map in ASA, Arat Prime. The map itself has been described as cold and wintry, with some not-so-alive creatures stalking the shadows. There will be a city which has become home to war-torn factions revolving around Element, and what's interesting about this story is that they've said we will work together with generations of heroes to unite the past and the future of Ark, because it's actually the birthplace of the Arks. We'll also hopefully be learning more about the Seed Protocol, and all of this will tie us to both Extinction and Genesis. Lost Colony is bringing with it a whole new ecosystem and creatures. The first creature that we got access to was the Drakeling. It's also a fantastic tame, and they're one of the best additions to Ark. Now, the second creature that we got was the Veilwyn. This cute little fox has the ability to duplicate, and we were initially told that it would have two forms that it could evolve into. What's really important to know about this creature, though, is that it is going to be the only thing you are going to be able to take into Lost Colony with you when the map comes out. Traditionally, all transfers into maps with creatures and items are blocked once the maps are first released, and eventually transfers in and out are opened fully. However, Wildcard has already told us that non-mutated Veilwyns will be able to transfer into Lost Colony when the map comes out. Now let's talk about the two different forms of the Veilwyn. The first one is the Malwyn. This one is born from the artificial evolution of the Veilwyn and infused with a strange substance. This cold-hearted hunter is a ruthless mount built for fighting, and it's supposed to have special abilities to weaken and slow its prey. This one is definitely kind of more of a fighting companion or I should say a fighting mount, and it definitely has the dark look to it. The second form of the Veilwyn is the Soulwyn. These ones have an unrelenting protectiveness that drives them to guard their brider. It also follows a single rule to keep you safe from the darkness. So we have both a light and a dark form of the Veilwyn. The next creature that we got access to was the Ocedon. This one was actually an addition that came out in November on a few different maps. However, once Lost Colony releases, they are only going to be available on Arat Prime. And while the reception of them has been varied, I think it's safe to say we haven't seen everything they've got to offer yet. Don't forget, they're going to be breedable once Lost Colony drops. Now, a new creature that we haven't yet seen apart from pictures is the Gloon. This disturbingly interesting little guy kind of reminds me of a Noglin, and it's supposed to have a light that will cause unusual reactions in nearby creatures. These reactions could be calming, or they could be kind of provoking, and they're supposed to be able to either lead you to safety or maybe to danger. So they are probably going to be mischievous and just honestly kind of creepy, at least for me. Maybe you guys love them. I don't know. They're a little bit weird for me. Now, Wildcard certainly left the best reveal for last. The Aureliax is a stunning reimagining of a Chinese dragon, and I'm really, really excited for this one. The creature will be found flying in the skies above Arat Prime, and based on the images we've seen, it will be able to have more than one rider. Now, let's talk about one of the most talked about topics for Lost Colony, and that is the NPCs. It was confirmed that we would, for the first time ever, get actual NPCs in Ark. While we aren't sure exactly how this is going to work, some information we've received is that there will be enemy outposts that players can raid or even defend. Now, there is the possibility that these enemy outposts are related to different factions. There is even maybe the possibility that you will have the option to join a faction, which would be very interesting. Or are you going to be kind of this person that is a fourth party, so to say, that is not a part of the factions? It's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out, because the story is unique and different to anything that we've ever experienced in Ark. Weather systems. There's going to be a few changes to how the weather systems work in Ark, and apparently that means different snow interactions and an overall enhanced weather system. It will be interesting to see if there are blizzards or different environmental reactions to different types of weather. I'm honestly just getting a little bit chilly thinking about it. Next, let's talk about items and gear. While we don't know exactly how many we're going to be seeing, it's possible that different factions are going to have their own types, or it could just simply be a case of having a light type gear and a dark type gear. It has been confirmed we're getting a cursed tier of gear according to the Steam page of Lost Colony, and this will be really interesting to see as we haven't had any new tiers of gear in a really long time in ARK. We can also see in some of the released images that there are a bunch of different varieties of new things that could be coming. One of them is looking like it's going to be some type of snowsuit, as we can see in this image of the Soulwind. Another one that has been teased is an ice or a light type weapon. In a couple different images, we're able to see it. And then finally, we also have some kind of dark looking gear, usually of the red variety. We have bat wing like attachment, similar to maybe like a glide suit. And finally, one little thing that we haven't seen before is a new crossbow. It would be really interesting to see if this is like a skin for something or a fabricated style crossbow with enhanced power. Now, one thing that they did mention that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about are structures. We did get access to the tech bunker already, which is technically a new structure. However, when Lost Colony was announced, it did say structures, so I'm being maybe a little bit specific with semantics here, but I'm hoping that we are going to get further new structures available in the game. They haven't teased any, and we haven't really seen anything from the teaser images that they've shared with us. However, I'm slightly hopeful that maybe we'll get a light or dark type, or maybe we'll get something that provides more insulation inside against the cold. We're going to have to see how these new items come into the game and how they affect gameplay. Next up, we have the skill tree. This is a feature that came out with the Lost Colony DLC pre-order, and it is definitely something that I think is going to probably be very useful on Arat Prime. If you've not used the skill tree before, basically you do different activities in the game. It could be harvesting, fighting, killing, crafting, or even walking, that allow you to gain points that you can then put into 3 different trees. And essentially it will change how you interact with the world around you and give you kind of special abilities or buffs. Finally, let's talk about the boss. The Lost King is likely to be the main boss of the map, and we've seen a short preview of him here along with his special mount. However, I honestly don't know whether they're going to give us a variation of the Desmodus or if this is simply going to be a part of the storyline. I would be very surprised if they give us a version of the Desmodus to tame. It's obviously not going to be the actual Desmodus that came out with Fjordur, I think, back in ASE, but we are going to have these creatures that are going to kind of exist in the world, whether they are NPCs and a part of the NPC storyline or whether they are tameable creatures, we don't yet know. And there you have it. That is all of the information that I've been able to gather from posts, community crunches, and reveals. I hope you're as excited for Lost Colony as I am. I'm definitely going to be making a bunch of guide videos, so make sure you subscribe if you want to come back for more, and hopefully I'll see you in Arat Prime.